Okay, guys, so in my bowl I have 4.5 cups of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, and a half teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna mix that and put that to the side. And then we're gonna go in with some butter, add a little trouble with 3 sticks of room temperature butter is what it should be. But I don't like to follow the rules. So my butter was cold, straight out the fridge, but it's okay. So we're gonna go in with a spatula. Ask me why I use a spatula for cold butter. I don't know. And I clearly saw that didn't work out well. So I went and grabbed another tool, a wooden spoon. So here, I don't know what I was thinking, but I wanted to chop it up, just try to move the process along, because y'all gonna watch me struggle for a long time, because I was struggling for a minute. Ask me why I didn't soften the butter in the microwave. I couldn't tell you. So we're just gonna try to mix it. Starting to look like it would if you were using a mixer. So yeah, that's good. And then I went back to the spatula thinking, that would do something helpful. And then I said, no, I'm gonna use the spoon again. So I mixed it some more. My arms were tired. My hands were hurting. Ooh, look at that. Mix. My hands are red. But that's the consistency you want right before you add your sugar. Always gonna keep mixing it just for a little bit to incorporate some more air. So next I added I think 1.5 cups of sugar, and then mix that until well combined. At this point, you can see like the butter mixture starting to lighten up. That means more air is being incorporated. So next I'm gonna add 2 eggs, one at a time, so I don't curdle the mixture. Your flavorings, I decided to use clear vanilla extract just so I wouldn't put too much extra color into the cookie dough. And I used about 2 teaspoons, I think, of vanilla. Sometimes I'll add almond extract or lemon extract, just depending on the flavor I want. And then I'm gonna add my flour mixture. So this is the part that's usually easier to do in like a stand mixer or with handheld, but that's okay. I just want to incorporate it, but not overwork the dough. I decided to go in with my hands just to make sure I can feel it and make sure it's not too wet, it doesn't need any more flour or too dry. I like to use wax paper when rolling out like cookie dough and stuff, just so it's just the extra protection that doesn't stick to the counter. You can use flour if you don't want to use wax paper. So I'm just gonna separate my dough into 3 sections just so it can cool faster and it can stay cold. you can see it was a little crumbly. Once it's in the fridge for like an hour, half an hour, overnight, whatever you want to do, or even in the freezer for like 10 minutes, it'll combine together more and it won't be as crumbly. Alright, so you always want to make sure you flour your work surface. I floured it and I floured my rolling pin. However, my dough was not as cold as I would have liked it to be, but I was on a time crunch. So it stuck a little bit in some places. And I like to use parchment paper when baking cookies, just like an extra precaution so it doesn't stick. But you can use spray, or you can not use anything and just use a non-stick pan. And my tassel fell off of my graduation cap. It is so depressing. I know some people are worried about overworking the cookie dough when you keep rolling out the same piece over and over again. But as long as you don't overmix it when you're mixing all your ingredients together, it won't be overworked. And once you roll out the first time, put it back in the fridge so it can cool up and harden again, so it's not as crumbly. So this was some dough that was just a little bit too soft, so when I was rolling it, it would stick and then it would break, and it just wasn't good. So while one pan was in the oven, one pan will be in the freezer. So when it was time to take the pan out of the freezer and put it in the oven, the butter wouldn't melt. finished cookies, and then here are the diplomas that I did. Those weren't baked yet. The ones on the counter were baked, and then those were the unbaked ones. And then here's the finished product. I decorated with royal icing.